Hey YouTube, here's Heiko. What are we looking at? It's a Honda 2000, it's an EU 2000i, an inverter-based generator. One of those really nice, quiet, little handy generators that you can take to the campground. One of my returning customers just came over. It was a no start. He couldn't get it to start up, and I couldn't initially start it up either. Couldn't really figure out what it was. Fuel seems to be good. The Honda generators here, they have low oil safety switch, so if you have not enough oil in there, they will not run. You know, it's just to make sure you don't destroy the engine. And yeah, this little puppy here would not start, not even with starter fluid. So first I put my spark tester on it. Where is it? So this is the main axis. Here's the air filter. This is the little carb. Here's the float bowl. They even have a little drain port, so there's a flathead screw in here. You open that up, you can drain the fuel out of the bottom of the carburetor, and then it comes out through this line here. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna get a better light here real quick. Okay, so you guys can even see. So this works much better. So yeah, EU 2000i. This is the main cover, so you can access some of the ports that you need to access. For example, here is where your dipstick goes. I just dumped out the old oil. I'm going to do an oil change here on this thing. Here's the choke. That's accessible through the cover. Here's the cover. You can see up there is an opening where that lever goes through. Here's the air filter. It's a dry foam air filter. Easy to check. And then, like I said, there's a little drain valve here at the bottom of the float bowl. You open that up and the fuel starts running right down out here. Very nicely done. Here's the on-off switch, which is not, it is not a fuel shut-off. This thing actually has a little fuel pump, which is one of those impulse fuel pumps. So it gets like a vacuum pulse signal from the engine, and then it starts pumping fuel into the carburetor over here. So yeah, it wouldn't start. We had it on. We got spark with my little spark tester here. So the spark plug is under another little cover over here. A little hard to take it out. There you go. So there's the spark plug. We had spark, and then I pulled the spark plug out just to look at it, and that was brand new, clean. We have fuel in here. Doesn't smell terrible. Actually, they do a pretty good job. They even put a strainer up in here so you don't accidentally put grass, gravel, branches, leaves down there. So that's pretty cool. And then the fuel tank also has a vent that you can turn off. So this is off for transport. When you get to location where you're camping, you open the vent and then you can start this thing up. So that's pretty nifty. And so we couldn't get it to start. I got my compression tester over, put that in instead of the spark plug, made sure the choke is open. Unfortunately, I couldn't reach the throttle. This here is all automatic throttle, governor controlled. Couldn't really open that up, but we only got 25 psi, and that's definitely not enough. So many reasons in those little engines can lead to loss of compression. You could have a stuck valve, a stuck intake valve, or an exhaust valve, which just doesn't seal anymore. Or you have the piston rings on the little piston. I mean, the piston is like inch diameter probably. Has tiny little rings on it. When they get stuck in location because of carbon buildup, then they don't seal up against the cylinder wall anymore. So what I ended up doing, because it wouldn't start and we had low compression, I took the spark plug out. I have one of those little Harbor Freight pump bottles. This here. I fill that with Marvel's Mystery Oil, and I use Marvel's Mystery Oil for all kinds of purposes. Lubricating my air tools, for example. So I just gave a couple squirts into the combustion chamber, took the spark plug out again, put some oil in there, put the spark plug back in without the spark plug wire going to it, and then I just gave it a couple of cranks, put the spark plug wire back on, and it started right up. I don't know if maybe some valve was stuck or the piston ring was stuck. Just lubricating the top end a little bit and let it sit like this a little bit, and now it started right up. Now I'm just finishing up the oil change. We'll put a 10W30 in there, full synthetic. You know, I probably overdo it with full synthetic for those small engine machines here. You're supposed to change the oil here rather frequently. Those little engines don't have a fuel pump, an oil pump. It's just all splash lubrication in there. So I like to put some better oil in there that has nice detergents in it, cleans it all up. The oil was rather dark already, so it was definitely necessary. Once I finish up this oil change, I will come back to you and we'll see if it still starts up. All right? See you later. All right, guys, I'm back. Finished the oil change. Takes 0.42 of a quart, so less than half a quart of oil. I used 10W30 full synthetic oil. Of course, you can buy Honda specific, you know. Of course, they tell you they want you to do that. They call it Honda Power Equipment Oil, but you can find specifications online. So 10W30 it is, full synthetic. Can't speak. Dumped out all the gas out of this tank. Put some fresh ethanol-free gasoline that I can buy in my local gas station. It's 91 octane ethanol-free. Costs like $3.10 a gallon. And gave it a little blowout with a air gun, all the dust out of the housing, and wiped it down. I use here, let me show you that. This is my favorite product to make old small engine equipment look shiny and new, at least for a while. It's Trim Shine. You can put it on plastic, you can put it on painted surfaces. It's really no aggressive cleaner or anything. So yeah, I just made it all look nice. And after my little top end lubrication with my pump bottle here, just a couple squirts into the spark plug hole, it starts up like a champ now. So choke is off, switch to the on position, and let's see if I can do that one-handed. Yep, can. And then this thing also here on the panel, you can see it has a couple warning lights. So output indicator, so it's green, says it's working. Then there's an overload alarm and an oil alarm. So if the oil wouldn't be high enough, that would come on. This here is the eco throttle. What that does is, if you have barely any load on it, it will kind of run it at idle, and as soon as you turn some electrical device on that's plugged in here, it will power up immediately. Yeah, let me show you. Still have my heat gun sitting here, which is a 1500 watt consumer. Plug that in here, and so now as soon as I turn on the heat gun, it will increase the speed. And depending on what kind of load, oh, it's moving a little bit here. Let's do the higher setting. It even speeds up more. So that works, and as soon as you turn it off, it goes back to this nice quiet idle, so you have a better fuel efficiency. Yeah, it runs really nice now. Fresh oil, top end lubrication, and a little bit of a cleanup. Oh yeah, fresh gasoline, ethanol free. That's the best. The tip that I give every customer that I have is, if you store those things, dump out the gas, open up the little drain valve at the bottom of the float bowl carburetor, drain out all the fuel and put it away. maybe if you store it for long, do an oil change. It's really so simple. I mean, this takes me like 20 minutes. Dump out old oil, put new oil in, dump out the gas, drain the carb, done. Put it away. And then you know that next time you have to use it, put some gasoline and it will work. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to show you. Cute little 2000 watt generator here that I just fixed up for a customer, and I hope they're going to be happy. Alright guys, take care and thanks for watching.